Alright, this is Kyle. I'm with 1013musicreviews.com. I'm here today with the mighty Saxon. Biff and Doug. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
Awesome.
You doing good, Doug?
Huh?
Doing good?
Yeah. Sorry, I've got these complete blot out here.
That's alright, that's alright.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to Iowa, guys. We're excited to see the show tonight.
Yeah, it should be good.
Sacrifice, new album. It's killer. I love it.
Yeah.
You produced it, and I'm wondering how did that come about that you were decided to produce the album?
Well, it came about because I usually co-produce, with the band and usually the engineer. So yeah, we didn't have anybody else on this one, so the engineer was just basically a live engineer. It was his first album, really. So yeah, we did it.
And do you find it easier to work that way?
Yeah,
Or
it
is it
wasn't
nice
hard to
something
do it
else?
that way. We've been doing it that way for ages, The band know what they're doing as well. It's a bit of a team effort. But yeah, and then we just let Andy sneak mix it, do a few twiddles around, and yeah, it went good. It was hard work to come up with. I think hard work to come up with great songs, which is always hard work. But yeah, mostly waiting around for the inspiration. Really was hard. Yeah, it's a good album. It's a great album.
The title track, Sacrifice, very good. Any inspiration behind that one?
Well, it's very sort of modern but classic at the same time, that song. I suppose it's a very modern riff but goes into a quite classic rock chorus. But yeah, I wrote it about human sacrifice down in South America where we did the first 70,000 tons of metal cruise, and we went to Mexico on it. So we did the tour of the Mayan temples, and yeah, it was interesting. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to write a song about sacrifice.
There's other songs on there that stand out for me that I like. Is there any ones that you guys like that stand out in particular?
Well, we quite like Made in Belfast because it's got different styles. We wrote mandolins into heavy metal, which must be a first. But yeah, it's experimenting around with different sounds. It's an Irish song about an Irish shipbuilding yard, so we wanted it to be a little bit Celtic. But it's a bit of a, I think I just walked in the studio one day, I went and bought a mandolin, so let's put a mandolin on it. We already had the part on a guitar, but Paul transposed it nicely to mandolins.
That's cool. I really like Standing in a Queue. Is that like about touring and the waiting?
No, it's just about standing in a queue. It's just what it says on the bottle. I stood in an airport one day and I thought, actually I said to Duck, I'm going to write a song about this one day, and I did. He edged the song, but it's just I suppose in some ways it's a bit tongue in cheek. It's a bit of a funny song, But a lot of people relate to it. I've had a lot of people on Facebook saying how much they like the fact that somebody's written about it.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Being the 20th album of your career, do you find it easier or harder to write songs and get inspiration?
It's never easy, is it?
No, not when you're starting with a blank canvas.
Yeah. I think starting with a blank canvas is sometimes good though, because you have nothing to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Usually what happens is, we'll put ourselves into writing mentality, won't we? And then Doug and Paul, Nigel, Nibs and me will all start fiddling around with ideas at home. And then we'll bring them into the big room and just blast them live. And then if something doesn't work, we throw it in the bin.
Was the recording on Sacrifice more live in the studio, or did you
it was about the same as Call to Arms, wasn't it? It's live drums. Well, it's all live, really,
Yeah.
But we recorded the drums live. Some of them one take, And I think the bass went down pretty much the same time. Some of the guitars, the guard guitars that went down. It's difficult to do it all live because you have to fine-tune the sound, these days.
Yeah.
We don't want it to have a modern edge, we don't want it to sound like it's 1980. We like the songs to be a bit in the spirit of 1980, but to sound like 1980, I think that would be wrong for us.
Do you find that this album goes a little more to the history of Saxon with the classic sound?
Yeah, we went for classic sounds, yeah. it's all Marshalls and Gibsons mostly, isn't it? Really, you know. So it's very been a very live sounding, you know, because the boys just played loud guitar. There's not a lot of overdubs, you know. There's not a lot of track guitars on this album. It's pretty much what you hear is what you get, isn't it? You know, Sacrifice. There's two guitars, you know. So that's why it's so powerful, because there's just two guitars, drums, bass, and vocal, you know. So it's, you know, it's a live experience you're hearing, you know, just digitally recorded. Really.
You guys are one of my favorite. Whenever I get the new album, I throw it in my deck, and it doesn't leave for like 3 weeks. I just let it in, and I let it go, and it's good. The bonus disc on the CD, were those an idea during the recording that we should do them orchestrally? Or
no, we've been doing them for what, 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, on and off.
Yeah, messing about. We did it.
A couple of tracks here, a couple of tracks.
Yeah, we did some acoustic stuff at my studio in France. I had at the house I had there, and we did a few things down in Brighton in the studio. But it's you know, the big songs. We re-recorded them. I think we were making was it Lionheart? When Toby was there singing with us. Was it?
No, it's Sanctum.
Yeah, the Inner Sanctum.
Okay.
I think we did
So
Crusader.
what we did was when we were in Crayfeld.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That was,
Is it Inner Sanctum? Was it Into the Labyrinth?
I think that was Into the Labyrinth. Yeah, it was Into the Labyrinth.
Yeah. So yeah, that's when we started putting them together. Really, re-recording some of the big tracks, and then you know, we sent Crusader off to be orchestrated, and we liked it. So we've done a few more. There's a new album coming out sometime in November, December, with more orchestrated songs on there and more unplugged and some re-recorded stuff.
I was reading about that one. That sounds pretty good. Heavy Metal Thunder movie finally came out here in the U.S.
It did.
Yes, I
Yeah.
got it on Blu-ray, and I was very excited about it.
Great.
It's a very in-depth documentation of your guys' career. And how did it? Was it a band idea? Did somebody else think about it? Was it somebody approached you on to do it?
Some guys approached us. They used to work at BBC. They did the Gillen one.
Oh,
They did the
okay.
Gillen. They did one for back to Colonel Tom Parker, and done it different. They're quite famous for documentaries. They came to us and asked us if they could shoot a documentary, basically. And the idea was to fund it by letting the fans order it before it was made. So they did 2,000 before it was made, which funded the making of it. And then they had a few contractual problems with some of the older footage that's on there. And now they sorted it out and it's come out. But yeah, I mean, we had editorial control on it. But we wanted the older members to be on. So, you know, we sorted that out.
When you look back on it, is there anything you'd change about your wardrobe from way back then?
I don't think so now. The girls like it.
We heard that there might be a part 2 to it, with the newer band members talking.
Well,
about
there's going to be a part 2 of the Saxon Chronicles,
Okay.
which is
All
our
right.
first DVD.
Yep.
So there's a part 2 of that.
Cool.
But I haven't heard any idea of a part 2 of Heavy Metal Thunder the movie.
Maybe that's what I heard.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's Saxon Chronicle part
Okay.
2.
With the 20 album legacy, what album from the early days, at what point do you think defines when you guys were there at your peak? Or
At the peak
of the
of
what
album
album do you think, like,
peak of album sales. Depends which country you're in, but I think up to I mean, Innocence in Excuse was our biggest tour we did. Most people we played to.
I saw that tour.
Yeah, I think that was our peak. That tour. I think after that, I think the grunge thing started to happen. And, you know, around about late 80s.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think generally heavy metal, heavy rock, you know, lost a lot of fans that moved over to the more moshing, you know, full-on punky style of sort of the Seattle sound, really.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. I loved it. You know, it was like a good fresh air came in.
Yep.
You know, so there's no problem. I didn't have a problem with it. But I think a lot of fans moved away to that. Not just us. I think they moved away from Maiden, Priest. You know, all the bands lost a lot of fans to that era.
I think it's to do with the younger kids too. They grew up onto whatever is popular.
Well, yeah, but I think the younger audience, you know, levitated more towards their heroes, their generation.
Yep.
But we still kept our hardcore fans though.
Oh yeah.
It's kept all the bands going for many, many years, you know, so, you know, we don't complain about that. It's just how it happens. That's just a natural, you know, moving on, really.
Yeah. So how's the tour going, and what highlights have you seen so
Going
far?
great, actually.
Yeah.
We, you know, we did say if this tour of the USA wasn't successful, we wouldn't go back, really. But it's been really successful, so, you know, obviously the fans are supporting us. We're getting new fans in. It's a good package, you know, Fozzy and Ossian Waves, 3 different styles of music. So, yeah, we're really happy. I mean, I don't think we've had a bad gig, have we, really, attendance-wise yet. And the audience are doing well, so...
Any shows stand out so far?
Well, I think New York was great. They've all been good, though. I can't really sing. Montreal was fantastic.
Yeah, Montreal was a very loud crowd.
But it wasn't any less fantastic. Just the atmosphere was a bit different, you know, maybe a bit more excited to see us. I thought Juliet was fantastic. Milwaukee, last show was great. Cleveland, I mean, they're all great. I can't really say which was better and which was not. They all had their moments, you know. I mean, some of them were fuller, you know. I mean, the bigger venues we did really well, and some of them were smaller venues like this one. But sometimes a venue like this one can be the best gig of the tour, you know. It's just, you just cannot tell, you know. For us, it's all about atmosphere and the audience, and you know, we've played in front of 100,000 people, you know, with Eagles and Flames and Pyros and Dry Ice and things, and we played in front of, you know, 110 people, you know, in some bloody place in America in the middle of nowhere on a Monday night, you know, and they've just been as great, you know. So I don't think really you can tell, can you? You know.
When you come into America, is there anything that you look forward to that you don't see overseas that might be different?
Denny's. I like Denny's.
Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Olive Garden?
Yeah, we like Olive Garden. But yeah, we like America, you know. It's it takes a while to get used to America, because obviously it's different to Europe in lots of little ways, you know. But yeah, we like it. You know, our riders are very strange here. You know, we don't have. It's very hard to get wine here.
Really?
Well, a lot of these bars just sell spirits, cocktails, and things. You know, so, you know, for our rider, I mean.
Well, they probably
They've done
have
it tonight. It's good tonight. We've got 2 bottles over there.
the red and the white.
One with a kangaroo and one with a hammer on it. So that should be good.
The heavy metal cruise that you guys do, you brought that up before, the 70,000 tons of metal.
Oh, we've done 2 now. We've done that one, and we've done the Monsters of Rock one this year in January. That was our first gigs of this album, really, of this tour, wasn't it?
Is there any challenge playing those boats?
The challenge?
Yeah.
No, they're just good fun.
With all the
Not
bands,
eating
the
is the
fans?
challenge there, man, because it's like, you know, it's food all day, non-stop food. So you can eat a lot of food there and drink a lot of booze.
So what's up next for you guys after you get off the road? Any plans?
Well, we get back and we do another cruise in Sweden, and then we're off out of Motorhead, our mates Motorhead, across the UK and Europe. We don't finish that until December. So that's it, really. That's our next lot.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to the show tonight, guys.
Yeah, it should be good.
That's
We're
all I
playing a few songs off the new album and some of the greatest hits things.
So the one other question was the Facebook, when you said people put in the requests for songs. I saw some of the set lists. They're playing some older tunes like Broken Heroes.
Yeah, we do play them. I think we've sort of abandoned that set list now because people are shouting for so many different songs. So we just sort of we use the guy's basic set list, and people want to hear, they just shout it out.
Awesome. I like that.
Enough shout. And we have had a few Crusaders chants, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we had a Broken Heroes chant one.
We'll be chanting that tonight.
Broken Heroes. Yeah, well, if you chant loud enough, you never know.
All right, this is Kyle, 1013 Music Reviews. We got Biff and Doug. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Keep the faith.